So with Project Hail Mary, we have the newest directorial feature from both Phil Lord and Chris Miller, which is screenwritten by Drew Goddard and based on the 2020 novel by the same name by Andy Weir, who also wrote The Martian. And here we're following Ryland Grace, who's played by Ryan Gosling, who is a man who wakes up on an interstellar spacecraft with no memory of how he came to be there. And, in the trailers, we're in this, near future where all the sun and all of our the stars in the universe are dying except for this one star very far out in space. So Ryan Gosling, he is recruited by the government to help figure out a way to like save the entire universe. And what this movie has going for it so well is the kind of the very positive and very kind of life affirming message of this movie. That's incredible performance from Ryan Gosling, and something that I don't know if is in the trailer, but this friendship that he develops with this alien that he comes across out in space, who
Yeah.
also has a similar mission.
The crab rock thing,
Yep,
which is a puppet.
Rocky.
Which, yeah.
Yeah, which is a practical puppet. And, looking at this movie, I am shocked to find that there is very little CGI. They did all of the, stuff in space practically, all of the, visual stuff. The movie is shot by Greg Fraser, who won an Oscar for shooting Dune, who shot The Batman, and is one of our great cinematographers working today. Everything, this movie is one of the best blockbusters in science fiction films I've seen in such a long time.
Mm. Alright. And I'm hearing amazing things about this film here. High praise all around for this. People say it's the best movie of the year so far. Do you agree?
It is between this and 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple for me, as far as like what is the best movie of the year so far. Just even just taking aside the visual storytelling on this, it's so good. The acting and performance and the dynamic between Ryan Gosling and Rocky, who is the lead, who is puppeted and voiced by an actor named James Ortiz. That is the main selling point of this movie. And what I thought Drew Goddard did in the screenplay for The Martian, he does even better here.
Mm. And what tone does this movie kind of strike? Is it more humorous? Is it more dramatic? Is it more science fiction based? Is it what?
Like I think a lot of Phil Lord and Chris Miller's better works, it kind of dances that line between different genres, between different genres and tones, where it is gut wrenchingly funny in one bits, then you're emotional. It's almost a kind of horror elements a little bit in here with how Ryan Gosling's character is waking up on this ship. The entire like other two crew members are dead. He has no idea how he got there, and we're fed that information throughout the rest of the film, especially in this like dynamic he develops with Sandra Hüller, who we saw in Anatomy of a Fall, which she was an Oscar nominee for, and their dynamic is really great.
Nice. Where would you rank this movie amongst other Lord and Miller work? They've done a lot of great work, and this is their first live action feature in what, over 10 years, I think?
In almost 12 years. Their last live action film was 22 Jump Street.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they've been writing and producing their asses off since.
Damn,
then.
22 Jump Street was in 2014. God damn, I'm old.
Yeah, they've been out of the director's chairs for a while, but they're I think they perfectly strike that balance of tone, and that this movie really sings. And there is this is not a short movie. This is about 156 minutes, so 2.5 hours. And at multiple points, I thought the movie was, coming to an end, but then there just keeps adding more to it. And with a lesser movie, that would have been a problem for me, but I was having such a good time watching this. I was like, yes, give me more.
Wow. So it doesn't, the runtime, you don't ever feel it. It just kind of goes, paces really well.
the movie is paced so well. The 2.5 hours just really fly by, and it's an impressive thing when this is almost entirely carried by Ryan Gosling and a puppet.
Mm, wow. And this movie looks stunning. It looks really
It, it
gorgeous.
is it is one of the, I think, most impressive feats of filmmaking in that very little of this is CGI. Is like 99.999% of this is practical effects
Mm,
and sets and actual special effects versus green screen and CGI.
oh. And the budget on this is, I think, over $200 million.
It is, yeah, it's 190 to 200 million.
Do you think it's gonna make that money back? Do you think this will be like a good crowd
In
pleasing?
in a just world, yes, this is one of the biggest movies of the year, and I feel like word of mouth, I hope it carries it so well.
Okay. How's Ryan Gosling doing? Because he's the lead in this movie. How does he do?
He kind of perfectly balances that tone of me reminding us why he is not just one of our, one of the not just an A-lister, but one of our great comedic actors. Because there is a lot of moments in here, especially with the physical comedy aspect, that Ryan Gosling just really excels at, and this kind of down to earthness that he has that really makes you root for him.
Mm, nice. And did you see that? You said you didn't see this in IMAX, right?
I didn't see it in IMAX. I did see it in Dolby. I'm in my 30s. I work out a lot, so I got some back issues. I can't sit in that chair for like 3 hours.
Okay. You don't have the ones, don't the IMAX, they got the recliners,
My
AMC?
IMAX doesn't have recliners.
Oh,
It's fucked up.
man.
Yeah.
Sucks for you then. But yeah, what will be your final thoughts again for Project Hail Mary?
For for my final thoughts with Project Hail Mary, I feel like this is one of the best science fiction films in such a long time. I just ran through the full spectrum of emotions watching this movie. I'm laughing one minute, I'm, thrilled the next, I'm crying over a goddamn rock thing.
Mm, wow.
And I'm never checking my watch. I'm never like waiting for this movie to end. And even when it did end, I kind of wish that I saw more. And this is just a reminder of why Lord and Miller are two of the most underrated directors for, as positively received as all of their movies have been, like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the Lego movie, the Jump Street films. I feel like their praises are not sung enough for how great of directors they are. And this is probably their most straight-faced film. It's the one
Mm,
that at least isn't doing like outright parody or commentary on other things, and that sings really well. This is probably one of my favorite Drew Goddard scripts that I've had the pleasure of seeing in live action. This is just a damn good time. This is fuck. I'm trying to think of a reason to not give it a this is cinema, but fuck it. When I was watching the end credits of this movie, I straight up did the thing. I did it.
wow.
This is cinema.
Jeez, this is cinema for Project. Your first This is Cinema. Did you give This is Cinema the Bone Tip?
Fuck.
I don't think. Did you
I
give it?
think I think I gave it peak, but upon rewatch, that is also what this is cinema.
Okay. So technically your first one with this one, but a retro
Yeah, not
active
tech
This is Cinema.
tech technically my first of this year, but yeah, this is an incredible film,
Mm,
and I cannot wait to watch it again.
yeah. Yeah, I love Lord and Miller's work a lot. I mean, like you said, the Jump Street film, the Lego movie. They also did the Spider-Verse film, the first Spider-Verse.
They wrote and produced the Spider-Verse movies. They didn't direct.
Okay, they never directed the first one.
No, they
Okay. Yeah, and the Jump Street movies there, Lego movie. Yeah, I've been a big fan of their work. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, I love a lot. And they're continuing the streak. It seems like with Project Hail Mary. I can't wait to see it. The hype on this is pretty big. Get in before everybody says like it's overrated. So get in there while you can. But yeah, I'm gonna say that IMAX. It looks like a gorgeous movie. Also,
there are multiple points in this movie where they do a lot of the visual tricks in it, and these stunning cinematography out in space, and my jaw was on the floor.
yeah, it seems like it's doing its like we've seen so many movies in space now and everything that's such a big thing, but it seems like this one is really pushing the boundaries of that and
Mhm.
really expanding upon it more. Maybe since something we haven't seen, maybe I don't know, since Interstellar, maybe something like that. So it'll be interesting to go check it out. Yeah. So this is cinema from Nick
Yeah,
for Project Hail Mary.
yeah, I have my running list of the best movies of the year, and right now this is the number one.
Wow.
It's like neck and neck between this and The Bone Temple for me.
Awesome. High praise from Nick for Project Hail Mary there in theaters now.